What makes this game so good? But also, why didn't it get the rating it deserved? I'm here to set the record straight, maybe bring a few things to justice, in the hope we can return some colour to this bleak, bleak world. This is Criminally Underrated. I'm 80s Mike. Roll tape. Ollie World has been in our world for a little over 2 years at the time of recording. And if you're anything like me, you didn't even know it existed. On release, Ollie World performed like the Chinese Olympic diving team, with near flawless execution and then almost zero splash. Unfortunately for the team at Roll7, the gaming market can be a fickle mistress, and that result, along with similar poor sales of Rollerdrome, their second title published only 6 months later, led to the studio closing its doors after 15 years in the industry. To have released not one, but 2 well-polished titles with near unanimous positive reception, but without the sales and success these titles deserved, is a dark mark on the gaming industry. This is a crime of capitalism, because I don't care what you say, if a developer can get so many things right and be punished instead of rewarded, then something is very wrong with this picture. Beyond this is the conundrum that I'm now advocating for a game that has abandoned its developer workforce. If you buy the game today, like I did recently, you're giving your money to a company that closed down the studio that made the game. It's certainly a broken system. I suppose the solution to that may be to follow the advice given by one of its developers recently on Twitter. Thankfully, it's still worthwhile recognising the game for what it's achieved as a credit to the developers, even if the name on their payslip no longer says Roll7. I didn't know any of that mess when I discovered and fell in love with this title, so I'm happy to report this game stands on its merits and deserves to be recognised regardless of what happened to the studio in the aftermath. This is not nostalgia, this is fair market critique.
Take me home tonight, I just want to show you the true light. Light me up and make me feel alright, 'cause baby we are always shining bright.
Now on the surface I know what you might think, because I was thinking it too. In fact, the reason I discovered this game was I was looking for kids' titles. But no, this isn't a kids' game. My kids have yet to play it. Not because they couldn't, but sometimes I like to have my own slice of pie.
Daddy want pie.
If you only look at the surface, then that's all you might see. But this is just as demanding as Celeste or Super Meat Boy, both of which have similar youthful vibes but intense gameplay at their core. So, without further delay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my prosecution for underrating Ollie World to a criminal level stands on 3 major principles: flow state, scoring, and DIY difficulty. These 3 elements prove Ollie World was so severely underrated that we have, in fact, committed a gross injustice to ourselves and the fine people behind this wonderful title.
The people.
It used to be that I had no money and limitless attention to offer a game, and now I'm nearing the opposite. These days, games are working overtime to gain and maintain my attention. I'm not sure if it's because of the 1,000 things I've got running through my head, or the death scroll generation that we've become. It could even be the FOMO of another game that I could play. No longer do I have to play the same 3 games over and over. Whatever the reason, I find it difficult to latch onto a game. This would probably be the single biggest strength of Ollie World. it has an exceptional hook, which is the flow state the developers focused on achieving. Actual skateboarding is a great example of a flow state activity, when you get hyper-focused and acutely aware of your body as it carries out the moves you've memorized to near perfection. All the surrounding things that aren't helping you complete the task begin to fade. Flow state is cathartic, and when you're in it, you want to stay in it. When I'm playing, I notice my body tense up as I begin a run. If I've had a string of stacks, I might sit up straighter, adjust where I hold the controller ever so slightly. I feel my thumbs and fingers protest under the strain of repetition. I am all the way in. Ultimately, the experience becomes a series of escalating internal challenges. Ollie Ollie World pits you against yourself, which is exactly the same mentality as skateboarding. It starts with a kickflip to a nose grind, and it ends up with combos that scale into the hundreds, linking entire levels together smoothly as you make thousands of split-second choices consecutively, entering the flow. It's obvious that Roll7 didn't just stumble upon this either. A quick look on their website and you'll find Flow State Gaming written in bold at the top of their homepage. This was intentional. One caveat to this is the distracting conversations that occur before and after you complete each level. In my opinion, they do not flow, and I do everything I can to skip through them in order to keep my momentum going. Despite this, Ollie Ollie World is one of the best examples of flow state gaming I've come across in recent times. It may seem pointless to discuss a scoring system of a game, especially a skateboarding game, which almost every entry in that category includes, but I believe that after the hook, it's the score that is keeping you, the player, for another run. A recent video by solo indie dev Blagus details where he discovered the key to incentivizing replayability in his game was as simple as adding a scoring system. He found players would make repeated attempts at a level because they now had both an instantaneous result and a target to aim for. Much like your auntie's famous tiramisu, the scoring system used here has layers. There's trick complexity, easy trick, low score, timing, perfect score, variation, same trick, lower score, and, as expected, combination. Shout out to Nose Manuals and Tony Hawk's 2. You gave me scores I never knew were possible. All of this works to push you just beyond your last watermark, edging you deeper into mastery. Once you've finally come up with a score, you compare and realise that even what you thought was quite decent is in fact hot garbage. Ollie Ollie World makes it easy to see that there are in fact 5,263 people in the world better than you at that exact level, which serves to send you back to the beginning for another run at glory. Finally, the third pillar of this game is the way they've enabled you as the player to determine how you wish to play. By considering Doozy Speaks' video essay, How You Play Games is How You Do Everything, I know that how I play this game is going to differ from many of you. Much like the constant battle between myself and my wife regarding hot sauce, I like it spicy and she don't. For me, I want the challenge. Others of you don't. I'm here to tell you that the Roll7 team made that possible because the spectrum of difficulty is extremely wide. If you don't want to make combos or hassle yourself with adding spins and grabs into your airtime, then don't.
Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
You can complete this game without worrying about high scores. It becomes a whole other experience. Kickflips and chill. But if you want to increase the difficulty, the game has a near infinite ceiling of what you can put together. Some of the endgame challenges are so difficult that I can't even contemplate them right now. As for level design, at a glance it's all linear, but you'll start to find deviations that you can take off the straight and narrow. Certain levels allowing you to double back on yourself, essentially extending the length of the level and increasing your score ceiling, doubling down on the risk reward that is high score skating. These three components stand amongst the rest of what makes up an excellent release. The sound design, graphic style and creativity all serve to complete the package. Ollie Ollie World sets out to be one particular thing, and in doing so achieves a near perfect score. It stands criminally underrated and entirely deserving of your time.